So, I'm so tired. Here's some real shit that happened this week that's not Crazy Frog dead at 27, or Romy Mars bravely speaking out against Labubu. But you know what? I will say Crazy Frog being a part of the 27 Club was on my 2025 bingo card. He was a fire that burned too bright too fast. So hey, the FTC just hosted an anti-trans workshop. Yeah, like the agency that's in charge of enforcing that hashtag ad is in your favorite influencer's bio. So instead of focusing on influencers promoting tummy tea, they held a public workshop titled The Dangers of Gender-Affirming Care for Minors. I'm gonna hit this. Not out of rage, just it's the puck. Did it. The FTC doing this is like asking Duolingo the owl to run immigration policy. Okay, first of all, major medical organizations like the AAP, the AMA, the APA strongly supports gender-affirming care for transgender and gender-diverse youth. The queens in charge of science are like, yeah. So who is the FTC? The FTC's purpose is to expose scammers and protect vulnerable customers. I don't know why I said scammers like that, like I'm really talking to you. So basically what they're saying is like, hey, we're throwing a workshop because maybe some gender-affirming clinics are misleading families for money or ideology. And if so, that is consumer fraud. That's a bit of a stretch. So what's actually going on here? So three queens that run the FTC, they were leading this event. No surprise, through Trump hirings and firings, they are all Republican. There's a Republican majority leading the FTC, which isn't inherently bad. It's unbalanced, but it's not bad. However, when you look at this event alongside everything that's happening in the Department of Justice, it's bad. So what has been happening? The Trump administration has been issuing subpoenas to hospitals, clinics, doctors, all around the country who are providing gender-affirming care to children. Children is the key word, because if you look at whitehouse.gov, children is anyone under the age of 19. And I point that out to say that no, this doesn't just affect children, and this wording is there to scare people and get them on board with stripping specialized care from patients who have specialized needs. This is between a patient, their parent or guardian, and their doctor, not the government. Which is basically them knocking on your doctor's door saying, hey, we want all your files and every bit of communication you've ever had with a patient because we're trying to fish for something fraudulent that we can prosecute you with. That just doesn't happen. And this has scared a lot of clinics to pause or even just pull gender-affirming services altogether in fear of being targeted. So the FTC hosting this workshop, that's not happening in a vacuum. It is politically charged, and basically from the moment Trump took office again in January 2025, his administration has been laying the groundwork to target gender-affirming care on the federal level. I mean, let's even look at the word workshop. That's there strategically. Workshops under government terms don't require balanced representation. This workshop did not include any experts. It didn't even include any doctors who provide this care. That's like Sephora's return policy, leading a panel about regret after surgery. Which, by the way, is low. It's 1% to 3% of people. They did, however, invite anti-trans influencers, which I just did not know was a thing. Who is the Miles McKenna in the right-wing circles? How much is Trump willing to pay my trans ass to, like, show up to a rally with a hat? Because I'm willing to Trisha Paytas it. I'm willing to show up, and then I distribute that wealth amongst the trans people. I think that's the long con. So through this event, the FTC has framed trans people and their doctors as centering feelings over facts, all while ignoring medical boards and licensed providers with like decades of research and experience. Do not be fooled. The anti-scam agency is promoting a scam. What else happened this week? Wisconsin also was like real close to banning conversion therapy, but like they've been trying to do that for 5 years. Also, did you know that conversion therapy is still legal in 22 states? But you want to know something scarier? Even in these safe states where it's banned, it's still happens. These bans only apply to licensed therapists, which like medical communities typically aren't the ones doing this. They've already said that conversion therapy doesn't work, it causes more harm. So the ban doesn't include religious groups, camps, unlicensed coaches, all of which like friends of mine have been a part of. I knew somebody who had to hold ice like in their hands as a 13-year-old while they watched like stuff happen with the same sex. So they would associate that pain they're feeling with that. And it gets worse. So Wisconsin's been trying to be like, hey, like our minors shouldn't like be a part of anyways, this ban has been barred twice because there's this committee that's run by the GOP that's like able to ban stuff. So basically Wisconsin went to the Supreme Court who was like, yeah, maybe this committee shouldn't be overriding public protections. So they're really close to banning conversion therapy. But again, that kind of means nothing other than like, hopefully the public sees this and they're like, oh, whoa, we respect laws. And the law is like, this is bad. So maybe our church is doing something bad. Oh, we found out that ants, they have a sense of self. Some scientists, they put like a blue dot on ants' faces, and a lot of the ants like tried to wipe it off. Which like is a big deal in science, because it means that they like recognize themselves and they're like, I'm not supposed to have a blue dot. So if you want to be on the right side of history, pro blue dot removal. So yeah, ants are just like us. Sometimes they see some stuff on them and they're like, whoa, we gotta take this off. That's bad. And you know what? I'm pro blue dot removal. I think, you know what? Like, if any ants are watching this, girl, do you. I support you. Oh, fuck. Okay. That's it. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Miles!